Do you want to know what to do when the culture says one thing and your values say another? I'm Nicholeen Peck, and I teach all over the world about parenting, good communication, how to build strong family bonds, child development, and education, all through the lens of the principle self-government. And in this video, we're talking about your values and culture and how to stay true to what you know is right. In this video, we're going to talk about the cultural tension that is going on in our society around us and why it seems difficult to hold on to our values and stay true to them. And then we're going to talk about things that you can do, steps you can take to make sure that you stay focused on your values, on your principles, so that you aren't a statistic like everybody else in this cultural confusion. What is culture saying? Let's talk about that. The culture is giving us so many crazy messages lately. In fact, there's all these untruths that keep getting preached. Untruths like were brought up in the book, The Coddling of the American Mind, or The Canceling of the American Mind. There are 4 untruths that we're talked about. Untruth number 1 is always follow your feeling. Okay, anytime it's an absolute, come on, always follow your feelings. That would suggest that every single feeling is true or point you to some truth, which is absolutely an untruth, because there are productive feelings and non-productive feelings. Sure, our feelings tell us when we need to think about something, handle something, or solve a problem. That's true, but we should not follow our feelings, especially down that line that leads us to emotional reaction. I'm not going to go into how feelings lead to emotions because I've got lots of videos on this channel that talk about emotions that can give you more information about that. But I'm just going to say, always following your feelings makes you a slave to your emotions, and it absolutely leads to emotional bondage. We don't want anybody to get to that place, so how can we help our children? We'll talk about that. What are some of the other untruths? Untruth number 2 is what doesn't kill you makes you weaker. That again is from the book, The Coddling of the American Mind. That means that you are saying that anything that you have to experience is a burden that you have to bear, that you must call it trauma, that you must identify your trauma and declare it everywhere around you. This is disempowering. This does not allow people the freedom to be able to make a choice to not have trauma or to just have plain old grit and strength. That doesn't mean the hard things will happen. They do. But we need to know that we can choose past those things, that we can identify them and then leave them behind eventually, that we don't need to carry them with us forever, like a bag of rocks on our back. Untruth number 3 is there are good people and bad people. Really, there's just people, okay? And people can make good choices or they could make bad choices. People can influence each other in lots of different ways. Sure, there might be some people that sell their souls to evil, but mostly not. Mostly people are trying their best. We need to give them that credit. We need to trust that they're trying and they're learning, and sometimes they make mistakes. That happens. I know that the media is, merciless if somebody makes a mistake, but we shouldn't be. Part of humanity is making mistakes. Untruth number 4 is what leads to cancel culture. That's why this untruth was mentioned in the book, The Canceling of the American Mind. And the untruth is that good people only do good things and bad people only do bad things. So that would mean that if I voted for something that you didn't vote for, then that would mean that you couldn't trust anything that came out of my mouth. How ridiculous is that? How biased? How prejudice? We are actually preaching prejudice in our society today with cancel culture. It's very unfortunate that that's the case. But if we're rooted in truth, if we don't give in to any of those things, then when other people around us are trying to cancel us or preach prejudice or bias around us, guess what? We don't actually have to be affected by it. We can just say, that's the way it is, and move on. So what can you do when the culture says one thing and your values and your principles say another thing? When you know a truth, when you're living that truth? Well, number 1, I want to just say, just keep going, okay? Keep living it. Don't be deterred. Don't feel like you have to fit in with everybody else around you. It's actually okay to be a leader. It's okay to stand alone sometimes in truth. When everybody else is standing together in untruth, who is going to help anybody out of it if we all just dive into the same bucket? It's okay to see things differently. Don't push it on everybody all the time. Pearls before swine and all of that. They may not be ready for it, but we should stand firm in it because that makes us a different person. One thing that shows that we're a different person is the way that we communicate with other people. Are we calm in our communications? Are we able to disagree appropriately? Disagreeing appropriately is an adult skill. Even though I teach it to children, it's actually something that all adults should be able to do if they are fully mature. So what are the steps to disagreeing appropriately? When you disagree appropriately, you look at the person or the situation, you keep a calm face, voice, and body. You say that you understand the other person's point of view, then you share your point of view, you listen to what they have to say, and whether they agree with you or not, you say, okay, that's where they're at, right? And then you drop the subject. That doesn't mean that you don't continue working on a project that you feel like you need to do because it's part of your mission and purpose in life, but you don't keep bringing it up with the person and trying to wear them down or get emotional. What's the point in that? The other day, a woman was talking to me about a political matter. And she definitely disagreed with my stance on a political matter. And she was telling me how disappointed she was that I would believe a certain way or that I would vote a certain way, and she just kept going and going and going. She was not dropping the subject. I said, okay, well, I appreciate you sharing that with me. I don't agree, but I'm glad to hear your perspective. Thank you for that. And then she kept going and going and going. It was like an attack mentality. Did she really think that that would change my mind? Newsflash, it doesn't. Wearing people down doesn't change their mind. Standing strong in truth does. When you're calm with your beliefs and you're able to stand strong and disagree appropriately with other people, hearts and minds are changed. There is a video that I have on this channel. It's actually a full-length class that will go into more detail about how you can stay true to your values in these times that we live in, and how you can prepare your children to do the same. The class is called The Expectation Trap versus the Cycle for Success. Click on the link to that video next. I'll see you there.